Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about how to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to touch on 4 key points and give you my best advice that will help lead you to success. Now, I don't want to say anyone could do it, but everyone has the potential to do it if they're willing to learn new things and put in some long-term effort. You don't have to be superhuman, but like anything else, you do need knowledge. If you're passionate about doing something or creating something that other people will pay money for, then maybe this is for you. And if doing that work doesn't really seem like work to you, but fun, then once again, maybe this is for you. Now, you're going to need initiative. That's not wanting to be told what to do, but rather having the ability to go and learn, go and find out, go and make something happen. Extroverts make great entrepreneurs, especially in sales and promotion. Introverts make great entrepreneurs. Most of the great visionaries and innovators throughout history have been introverts. I've seen both succeed. One problem though, you need money to live. This is the biggest constraint on any entrepreneur starting a company. Now here's what I've seen over the years advising businesses and mentoring entrepreneurs. Many entrepreneurs take out loans from banks and other financial service organizations to fund their startup venture. These are often anything up to about $50,000. In fact, these days, an entire industry has sprung up, which engage in what I would describe as almost predatory lending. Now, this is a huge topic, probably for another video, but let me just put these 3 facts together. 1, 90% of startups fail after their first year. 2, many startup loans require that you sign a personal guarantee, which means that even if you fail, you still got to pay back the money. And 3, most lenders do everything in their power to convince you that in order to do this, there's no other way to start a company than to go into massive, ill-conceived debt at the outset. Anyway, my first real bit of advice would be to think long and hard about taking on debt before you're at the stage where you've made a single dollar. Now, often, just by exercising our brains, we can usually come up with a business model that brings money in at a very early stage and reduces startup costs dramatically. The most successful entrepreneurs I've ever worked with never went into debt. Some were even revenue positive on day 1. Now, if you're in school, great, you could do this on the side or during the summer. If you have a day job, that's also great. You could do this on the side, which most people know is called a side hustle. When entrepreneurship works out, it can be awesome, rewarding on a personal level in terms of money, being creatively satisfying, and it's an incredible boost to people's self-confidence. Okay, now let's talk about personality types. In my experience, there's really 2 types of people that want to be entrepreneurs. I classify them as salespeople and operations people. Now, salespeople are usually extroverts. They've got a lot of ideas and energy. If you give them a product or service, and then you give them the tools to sell it, like a website or videos, presentation, pitch deck, demo unit, they can usually connect with potential customers and have an impact. Their weak spot, though, is often they have issues creating the product or service in the first place, as well as the promotional materials too sometimes. Often, these people try the approach of paying a technical person or company to develop their product or service for them. Now, while this can work under a very specific set of circumstances, it's extremely risky, and I've seen it fail more times than I'd care to remember. If these people can partner with a technical person who develops the product or service, then you have a fearsome combination of talent, and that's the approach I'd recommend they take. Now, operations people, they're usually introverts. Very smart, very hardworking, very good at creating a product or service along with all the promotional materials that you would need to sell it. Their weak spot tends to be they turn their startup into a research project. Months and months of product development without any contact with potential customers. In many cases, they succeed in developing a thing that people should want, but it turns out many people don't appear to want. And then, after all their hard work, they discover it doesn't sell. If these people can go read a marketing textbook and really open their mind to wanting to understand and satisfy customers' wants and needs, they can be unstoppable, and that's the direction I recommend they explore. So how do you know if a startup idea is good? Everyone loves to talk about entrepreneurship ideas. There's about 1 million YouTube videos on the subject. How do you tell the difference between an idea that will lead you to success and one that will be a complete waste of your time? Validation. Validation is the process of putting your idea out in the world among your potential customers and clients and seeing their response. Now, you can do this by selling your completed product or service, which is risky, or by demonstrating an early version of it, which is less risky, or by mentioning the idea to people without actually having done any of the work first, which is much less risky. The ultimate validation is to get the money, to have people willing to pay you for your offering. Now that doesn't mean say they will pay you, that means actually pay you. Remember, it doesn't matter what people say, it matters what they do. Many people will want to be nice and compliment you, but that doesn't mean they'll actually buy your product or service once you put it out there. And this brings us to the final topic of this video, the easy sell. Now let's say you throw a few ideas out into the marketplace. These could be proposals, demos, minimum viable products. Basically, in some way, shape, or form, you're saying, is anyone interested in this? The goal for an entrepreneur is to find what I call the easy sell, something that strikes a chord with people and they give you a big positive response. It's a hit. If you can find something that's an easy sell, something that when you mention you have it, lots of people line up to give you their money for it, now our chances of success go way up. It may even be possible to self-fund the startup and be revenue positive very early in the process. This means that having a quick and cheap way to validate your ideas, that is to test them out in the marketplace, is paramount. The internet and social networking can be incredible tools for this. Going out and talking to people also never gets old. Both can work wonders, so go out and do them until you find that easy sell. And there you go. Obviously, we've only scratched the surface here. I'll be going much, much deeper in future videos, so stay tuned. Let me know in the comments what your experiences have been. And I like comments, especially when they're about me. I'm kidding. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and check out my Patreon page for more info. Until next time, I'm Bill, the company's expert. Thank you for being here and watching my videos. As always, you're awesome.